Hey guys, it's Ash here at the Raid Shadow Legends News Desk. A quick one for you guys today. We do have a little blurb, a little fix, a little bug on the new champion, past champion. That is Predator. Let's go ahead and take a look at the changes. All right, guys, so it all has to do around Predator's counterattack. For those of you who missed it, I did have a long video with one of the top players in the game, Cruisen, really breaking down this champion, past champion. Is he worth the money? Does he have a plausible spot in the meta once people start getting him empowered and awakened? We talk about all that. We take him for a test drive as well. Really fun. Talk about the best builds. Anyway, they say currently Predator's counterattack mechanic does not work as intended. That's the counterattack every time that he evades, right? We are planning to release a fix with this in the next major update. Here's what will change. Next major update, will be December. That will be the major, bunch of new bosses, the big update of the year, right? They say his counterattack will not be triggered when enemies counterattack procs his evade. So counterattack won't be triggered off of another counterattack, okay? Predator's counterattack during ally attack will be limited to once per turn, meaning he will only counterattack the first enemy that triggers his evade. Okay? To me, that should have been obviously how it was to begin with. Let me quickly read this dude's skills, kind of talk about it a little bit. It makes more sense, at least to me, when you're actually looking at these champions, right? So Predator, what do the reviews say so far? Pretty good on this guy. I put him kind of the same level as He-Man. He-Man has the Ignore Stone Skin. He has the Terminator boost. He has a lot going for him. Predator has the Hunter's Gaze, right? Which arguably is the best debuff, in the game, I guess, in terms of damage dealing, right? Anyway, on this A1, attack one enemy, heals his champion by 30% of the damage dealt. Passive effect, whenever this champion successfully evades an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects, counterattacks with this skill. So basically, they're just trying to check the amount of counterattacks that he'll get, limit them to, what we just talked about. So that's about it, guys. It's really not that big of a game changer. Honestly, to me, I think it still doesn't affect his overall value in a dramatic way, right? I think that overall, he's still a really intriguing champion. I totally understand why nobody would ever want to spend money on a champion in this game. But glass half full, you could say that, well, for $40, not the $60 immediately get him, but for the $40, it's probably a better chance at a solid legendary than actually pulling during some of these shard events, the progressive shards and whatnot. So I can see it both ways. Either way, I consider him like an A-level champion, right? Maybe A+, maybe even more potential again as we start to figure out more synergies between the Hunter's Gaze, as people start to put better gear, get empowerment, and everything else on this champion. So guys, we're going to go ahead and cap it there. Speaking of empowerment, by the way, it's Pythion, who's a pretty dang good champion himself, is the empowerment champion for Predator, Pythion. So I don't know if a lot of people have just extra Pythions sitting around out there, but either way, Awakening and whatnot will certainly benefit HP-based champions. One final note, when we talk about HP-based champions, damage dealers that is, crit damage matters a lot, right? So where the heck is he? Right in front of my face. There we go. So on these multipliers, right, unlike defense-based nukers, attack-based nukers, we don't have an increased defense, an increased attack, right? All we have is their base HP, and that's it. There's no increased HP, sort of buff in this game. So because of that, we want to get the HP as high as humanly possible, but we really need to start focusing on crit damage as a huge emphasis to get the most damage out of our HP-based nukers, more so than attack and defense-based damage dealers. So just a note, when you are building your Predator, if you have him, you really do want to focus on crit damage. He's actually a champion that you could consider putting just old school crit damage gear on top of a Savage or a Lethal, just to get that number up as much as humanly possible. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the news of the day. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed my Leonardo video, by the way, as well, I'll have that up on the screen right now too. I basically screwed up his masteries for the arena, and I talked about why and how I would change things. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care, guys.